sneak attack.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frostmaiden. When we last left off, you had returned from the Black Cabin to Lonelywood and decided to immediately set out upon the road to some of your decided tasks that you wish to undertake, and had traveled without delay to Tourmaline, where you had met with the speaker and kind of heard some updates about some things. You had let him know about the fall of Hendrik and asked about the whereabouts of Dodvin, which he had not seen since, so was not able to give you any further information about the whereabouts of your sometime Goliath companion. Yeah, so when we last left off, you guys were just finishing up your conversation in his office space. We can pick up there so that I know that people were kind of being vaccinated and out of it. And so, in case there's any business that was not attended to, we can pick that up now.
Anything else in Tourmaline we got to do?
Weren't we supposed to bring this tourmaline where the temple was?
No.
Okay.
It's Prince Shander.
Prince Shander. All right. No, I think that was it.
Yeah, I think we just got to move on to Prince Shander now.
You guys know that the kind of the roadway that has been kept clear and traveled from Tourmaline runs down to Targus, and from there we'll cut to Brimshander. I would say though that since you have a professional cartographer with you, Filbert would be able to potentially navigate you kind of through the tundra, if as it were, potentially getting you directly to Brimshander. It won't necessarily be any shorter than going to Targos, but it would be more direct.
And I'm pretty sure we pissed people off in Targos.
I didn't piss off anyone.
I haven't pissed off anybody in Targos.
I'm a fucking delight.
Ask anybody.
I mean, we don't need to stop in Targos, do we? Pass right by it.
Yes. Well, what do you think, Filbert? You're the guide, Mr. Macman.
I mean, it comes down to who thinks what is more urgent right now, right?
Well, I do want to make down to do the hole.
But we have to pass through Prince Shander before
I
we
know.
get there anyway.
I know. The whole town's going to be over.
Get our money.
Yeah, we need money.
And I believe you guys have stuff to turn in at Prince Shander, right?
Yes.
Yeah, those supplies, right? Is that
The supplies, it was Suffolk or the killer. The dwarf was in
Suffolk?
Was in Brimshander too.
That's right.
So let's head there first, and then
Yeah. Just
we'll
are we gonna
make the.
take the path that goes through Targos to get there, or are we gonna do more direct route through the tundra?
I would think it'd be safer to use the cleared roadway, the traveled roadway.
Yeah, probably.
All right, sounds
I
like
mean, I know how to read a map, but I'm not used to the tundra as of yet. I would prefer to stick to something a little bit easier to follow for the time being.
You mean you didn't meta build your character to be a ice tundra specialist?
I didn't. I also don't have dark vision, remember? In a setting that it is more than necessary to have.
I'm just amazed. I thought, I had grown accustomed to you guys having this uber preternatural guide through the wilderness.
I have no idea where I'm going, and I'm still better at it.
Okay.
So yeah, let's hit the road.
Well,
Yeah.
like, what time is it now? And about
I would like to get out of here before the sacrifice tonight.
Okay.
Sounds like a good idea.
It's the sacrifice of warmth this evening. So we're gonna be cold either way. I'd rather travel.
You guys left. It's still pretty much early day. It's just past noonish, so you're actually going to be able to travel within the brighter light spectrum as you go. Hang on. That's what I get for cleaning up my desk.
And Filbert, I don't know if you would like to help, but I don't mind coming up to the front with you, so that way I can keep my my eyes peeled and assist you the best I can, because I do have very efficient dark vision.
Well, whose axe beak are you gonna ride?
You're driving the sled.
The sled can go next to the axe beak.
Yeah. We always kind of kept the sled in the middle, though.
I get that.
Protect me, Squire.
You can guide the direction, and I can keep an eye out for things.
Sure.
All right, and you guys remind me, you are running a 2-dog sled, correct?
4-dog.
It's up to 4 now.
4-dog.
That's right. Okay. So
with two of them being like really good dogs.
Yeah. So because of their training, they are willing to run, even though they can't necessarily see where they're going, based on your direction. So, however, as you are working with them in kind of darkness like that, you will need to give me an animal handling check now and again, just to make sure that you're able to keep them in line as they're running where they really can't see where they're going too well. But as it's just afternoon right now, that is not an issue, and as there is still a bit of light that you can see by in this kind of near twilight.
You can always cast light too.
On what?
on a sled?
Yep,
That's behind the dog. Oh, yeah, I guess.
it is
Cast
behind the.
light.
It is behind the dogs, but a little dim light would go ahead. Yes.
Yeah.
And because it's magic, and your dark vision is magic, it won't necessarily destroy your night vision like it would real night vision. What did I just do with my glasses? Excuse me.
Daddy, I want to love you. I want to love you while you run away all the time.
She never runs away anymore unless you do that.
I love her.
That's just a way to make her run away. And she's not doing it this time. She's like, whatever, I want your attention. So you guys left me at home all weekend, 2 weekends in a row. You're petting as much as I want.
Okay.
Have you been here? Okay. Because, like, she doesn't need food. Like, every day I'm like, still food from the weekend? Fuck. Is she not eating?
All right. So, gathering up your animals and your supplies, you make your way through to the outskirts of town. Mount up and begin making your way through the trail, heading out to the roadway that passes down southward towards Targos. Yes? Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Affirmative.
All right. The weather. What is the weather? Bless you, dude.
Thank you. Blow my nose. Jeez.
You gonna be all right?
Yeah. Lingering effects.
Man, that's lame. Stop. The weather, as you guys start to head out, although it's always cold, you can feel the temperature starting to drop as you begin to proceed along the trail. And then after the first hour or so, the wind begins to pick up. Decidedly getting colder and heavier as the snow starts to fall. And you find yourself in a pretty good snow squall beginning to descend after about an hour and a half of your travel. You're used to it, and you're able to kind of just move in tighter, closer to each other, so that you don't lose sight of each other as the bit of light that you've been enjoying at the beginning of your journey starts to dissipate and dwindle. Now soon surrounding you in that familiar darkness and muffled sound caused by a heavy snowfall here in Icewind Dale over the last, as long as almost any of you can remember, it seems like. It begins to take a bit more time in order to try to maintain the path. The darkness and the snow has caused it to be a little bit harder for you to follow the path that you could actually see previously. As you continue along, you really only begin to hear the crunching sounds of the footfalls of the axe beak and their occasional snorts and the jingling of the tack of the dogs that are pulling the sled. But you pass uneventfully, although slower than you're used to. And you arrive to the open clearing area, approaching the gates of the outer wall, I should say, of the city of Targos. After about nearly 4 hours of travel, right over here. Off the map, really. You can see where the path, and as you continue on, skirting, you haven't really passed too many people on the road, although as you approach this area, you do see some traffic occasionally passing you. And in the distance further ahead, you can see where there is an intersection, and there seems to be some kind of light source illuminating this crossroads of the road from Shander and the road that descends from Tourmaline and passes Targos that heads to Bremen.
So just to remind you guys, the reason they don't like us here is because Ben Turn was supposed to be arrested for heresy, and we stopped that. And they don't like us very much. And this is also the town, let's not forget, that has a lottery that sacrifices people to the Frostmaiden.
And tonight's the sacrifice.
It might. I don't know if all the towns are on the same schedule. But also, the speaker of this town is trying to take out Speaker Matthew. And there's possibly messing with the lottery type situation going on to get rid of opponents. So I'd rather not enter Targos. As much as it would be nice to sleep for the night somewhere comfy, I don't think it would be in our best interest.
Currently, it's only about, you would roughly estimate between 4 and 5 p.m.
Okay. Yeah, I suggest we press on.
Figured that was the plan.
Yep.
Light on the
That's a good idea.
sled.
Okay.
Help the sight bit.
I quickly was looking for a rollable weather table, and Google tried to give me the geographical weather for an area. Apparently, there's somebody has convinced Google that 10 towns is in Alaska. I think that's pretty clever of whoever did it.
Maybe there is a place in Alaska called 10 Towns.
Yeah, maybe. As you guys make that turn, you approach the light, and you can see near this crossroads. There's been and this is new since the last time that you passed. Everybody, give me a perception.
Okey-doke. 20. I know, but you get
15.
Okay. All of you notice that just beyond the crossroads here, you can see there's been set up a kind of a perimeter out into the opened. If it was wheat, it would be a wheat field, but now it is a field of snow. And you can see where there has been set up a kind of roped off area that does not allow people further. It would be easy enough to step over or through or around, but you can see that the intent is to kind of cordon off a large semicircle that is out into the this open tundra. And you can see that there has been erected upon it, in the middle of this kind of half circle, a large wooden X. Thea, you can see, you notice that the others don't, that there are, on the far side, as the wind kind of blows and shifts just a little bit, you can see that there are, it seems to be like some kind of chain on each of the top part of the X. And what looks to be, could be open manacles.
They're sacrificing people here.
Probably for the sacrifice.
Yeah. Is there anybody about?
Yeah, there are. There is a presence, a guard presence that is kind of sat up just past the fork or the in the road that heads towards Targos, and you can see there's been kind of a little, almost it. If it was in Michigan, it would look like an ice fishing hut. But it's just a kind of a little thing where, and it looks like 2 or 3 guards may currently be over near this area, at the edge of where, now that you're closer, it appears to be a continual light spell has been cast upon a standing stone that's been erected near the edge of this crossroads.
Just move quick.
And you can see they're kind of just milling about.
Sure, if we just pass through, we're not going to take much notice.
Yeah, you got it.
They are not. They are off a bit of a ways down the road towards Targos, not necessarily set up in the center of this kind of crossroads. Where the crossroads meet, there's a large kind of a trampled, almost about half the size of a football field, kind of area where traffic kind of mingles, has pushed past each other and mingled and knocked down and packed down the snow.
Yeah.
On trucking.
Yep.
Onward!
I mean, I kind of want to set all this stuff on fire, but I don't think that would go over well.
Probably not.
You setting things on fire?
fire.
Uh,
You don't do fire.
uh, fire's cool. So,
Okay, so rounding the corner, you crack the whip and put spur to your beak, who let out the kind of a in protest, but begin to move at a quicker pace, and you begin to make the trek to Brim Shander. The weather begins to kind of, that wind that had been present and kind of blustery before seems to have blown itself out a little bit. Now you're just experiencing just extreme cold and a bit of a still night now, although it's not really much past 5 o'clock yet as you press on. So you're able to make actually better time towards Brim Shander. And you arrive near the gates that you are familiar with, roughly about an hour and 20 minutes after leaving the outskirts of Targos. You approach from the north. I believe the road approaches from the north. Yeah, you would approach the north gate.
No, I was reading.
I know, but
Okay, so you find yourselves approaching in the dark. In the distance, you can see torches beginning to illuminate parts of the wall, the very high walls of Brim Shander, and the well illuminated two towers on either side of the north gate, which would be right around here.
We shall head. Oh, sorry. To head to the temple of Lathander Almator. Clear on the other side of town, if I recall.
I don't think it's that far.
Actually, the House of the Morning Lord.
Yeah.
Is just here.
and where would my temple be?
I don't know. What's your temple?
Salune!
I know.
Tundra.
I got some map to drop off, some info to give.
Okay. The Temple of Salune, which you would be familiar with, being as this is Brim Shander and the largest town. You know that it is a small, as far as temples would go, very unassuming. It is actually only run by and kept by an elderly priestess, if you will, though she does not consider herself to be one. but that would be right here.
Okay.
Let me see here. I can put a little drawing on that for you. Appropriate color. Okay. Am I spelling that incorrectly? I think I am.
I don't see it.
I can't read it.
Hold on. I'm trying to move it. I don't. Oh, jeez. The text. Very weird color.
I think that's right.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, outside the city walls where it belongs.
Yeah.
It is spelled correctly, Mickey.
Okay. Thank you. All right, we're going to go with that. Because I don't want to take any more time to make it prettier. Let's see. You guys you approached. Let me fill in some of the things here that you guys did already see, though. You have been to Black Iron Blades and made some nice friend with those guys. So let me put that on there. You're currently advancing into the North Gate.
Isn't that who we need to go talk to?
Who?
Rhina.
Yes, and you met with her at a tavern called the North Look, if I recall correctly, and I always do.
Of course.
Because if not, I'd just make it up, and that's what's canon. Okay, yep, because the North Look is just inside of the North Gate.
Do y'all want to get that paycheck?
As you approach the gate, you do see that there are, as you kind of saw last time, there are guards who are questioning anyone coming in. Although the gate is still open, it is just about approaching 6 o'clock in the evening. So the traffic coming in and out of the North Gate has all but dwindled away. Although as you're making the approach up to the gate, and as the light of the torches that are kind of surrounding the trampled flat area in front of that gate begin to cast enough illumination for you to see. You see there are currently about 8 or so visible guards standing outside of the city in front of these large rounded gatehouse towers. In between the two of those, you see what are giant, heavily metal banded gate doors that are currently closed. However, there is a smaller door that has been kind of opened up in one of these giant gate doors. That smaller door, in and of itself, is 15 feet across. And that is where they're kind of having people coming in and out of the north gate.
All right.
So, yes, I can see. Where are you coming from? If you are seeking entrance to Brimsander, we will need to know a few things about you.
Well, this is my home. These are my compatriots.
So you say. And where were you last? Where are you coming from?
The Lonely Wood.
Yes, the Lonely Wood.
The Lonely
We
Wood.
We are also known to thy Mark Southwell.
Very good. And your names, if I could, please, for the ledger.
I am Brim of the Temple of Selune.
Very good. And you?
Thea Dernland.
Bryn of Bryn Shander. Very very original. Your mother your mother should be commended.
Well, I was an orphan, and that's what the priestess decided to name me.
Oh well. My apologies. My apologies. Cold nights sometimes does not do the best for the sense of humor. And the rest of your group, Mr. Halfling, your name, if you would, please.
Filbert, Pine Climber.
Excellent. And this is this small one here. This is
Hi, I'm Winsita.
yes. She's with you. Is she part of your group, or is there something that you'd like to declare?
No, she is our friend.
Very
She's
good.
a fantastic bard. She sings the best tales.
I'm a terrible singer. I play really well, though.
I like your singing.
To be sure.
It's top notch.
Bring something different.
All right. Well, it seems that you are known, Bryn Humphreys, by some of our people, have been seen. And if you could just tell me where your temple is located, we shall let you enter Bryn Center.
It's in the western quarter of the city.
Very good. Close enough. Well, I bid you welcome. Your timing is good. You made it just in time. The gates will be closing shortly. Have you secured lodging? Or are you looking for lodging? Some of you say you are from here, so perhaps you've...
We'll probably go back to the Northlook Tavern and see old Bitey again.
Oh, very good. Well, you shan't have far to go.
It's right inside the gate.
As it is, and you will, however, probably want to be securing your animals. You know where the stables are.
Oh, it's been
Sure
a
do.
while. I can't remember. Do you know where?
Yes, I'm sure I know where the stables are.
Excellent. I would advise you not leaving them out overnight. We
No.
try to patrol the streets as best we can, but there are still a rougher element, and those who might see them as food. At which point he kind of lowers his glasses a little bit and gives Winzira a very knowing look.
I
No, they're not
have
human.
a big grin on my face.
Yes, charming, to be sure.
No,
All
she wouldn't
right.
want- they're not human.
Come on.
And
now.
then
And then I chuckle.
in his head,
No.
I
Yes.
feel like I sure would. Human meat is delicious.
Okay.
Oh dear. Ah.
Roll an intimidation check.
She has high charisma.
Okay.
Yeah,
You see his eyes kind of boggle a bit, and he looks around, and as he looks slowly, his gaze kind of goes down to Winzira, and he sees this kind of big grin, a lot of teeth, yellow against the green skin of her face. And she gives a little wave, sweet little wave. And even though you guys are used to seeing so much white, you're not quite familiar with this shade of white that his face goes. As all the color completely drains out of it. Yes, I must be to my duties. Enjoy your stay. Next, come on now, come on, hurry up. You don't have all day. As he goes off and he stamps off in the snow.
He doesn't look well. You should probably see a doctor.
Maybe that's why he was in such a rush.
so let's
I
head.
think you really turned him off with your joke.
I guess. Some guards aren't known for their sense of humor. Although he tried to joke with us. Well, I don't know. He tried to
Yeah,
joke.
he wasn't very funny.
Maybe his mom was eaten by a goblin.
Maybe.
It's possible.
So I guess we should head to the stable then.
Yes.
Yes.
Pretty sure this is where we got them from. Maybe they'll be happy to see them.
Okay, so looking at the map as you guys look over, you can see that the stables are on the far side of the town. You'd be passing right by the North Look.
Oh, maybe we should stop there first.
Okay. Well, maybe we should just split up. And I can go secure his lodgings and then or you go secure his lodgings.
Where do all these supplies have to go?
The house of the Morning Lord, which is on the other side.
Well, it's there.
I know, but the stables are where again?
By the southwest gate.
Oh.
And you need the sled to get to bring the supplies anyway.
Yeah.
I think we should secure lodging.
So lodgings, the temple, the stables, then sleep.
Sure. And then drink with Roina and get paid. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we have to find her.
She's probably in the North Look. If not, she's in
Okay.
Black Blades.
I can't do the fancy white behind with the text tool, so sorry. All right. So you enter into the gate. You do see a bit more people now than you're used to. Brimshander still has quite a bit of foot traffic on the street, and even at this time of day. And you're uh, not surprised by it necessarily, but you definitely make note of the fact that there are definitely more people moving about than you have seen elsewhere. Um, as I say, you only have to go in a few uh, dozen yards into Brimshander before you can see the familiar sight of the outdoor outside of the Northlook and the steps leading up to it. There is a bit of an open area where you can see there are some other um, in better times where many animals might have been tied up. Currently, there are not any there, but there's some hitching posts still present um, that you could temporarily tie your animals to.
I think someone should wait with the sled.
I'm planning on it.
I'll stay.
Okay.
It's nice and cozy in here.
So, Filbert, coming with me?
Yeah.
Gonna make the brooding rogue people.
Lead the way after you.
Well, let's go, old buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So, you make your way, and so just the two of you going in. Everyone else is staying outside.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I guess so.
Let's split up, gang.
Entering into the Northlook, um, it's warm. It's inviting. It's actually filled with quite a bit of noise. The place looks relatively busy, even compared to the last time you were here. There's good cheer and warmth, and it's actually an inn filled with customers. You see hot meals being served. You, Filbert, can very clearly smell the smell of ale being drank all around you, and taking a deep sniff. Roll me a perception. Um,
18.
with your your halfling. I almost said hobbit. Your halfling.
Copyright.
I know.
It's gonna get muted.
That's okay. We're not monetizing our stream. You recognize the scent of reindeer steaks and fried potatoes.
Mm.
You realize it's been quite a long time since you've had a good hot meal. Probably too long. As you both wade into the inn, your daze is interrupted by a sound that you actually have grown to recognize, and you hear the singing, and the braying of old Bitey mounted to the wall as he sings his. Suddenly breaks out and sings his song.
I start singing along with it.
I do not.
I it's so nice and quiet out here, isn't it, Bryn?
Ah, it is.
He has a surprisingly deep voice for a fish. And you seems like your reputation might have preceded you. Because as you start to sing, he seems to head seems to look towards you, and you swear there's a baleful look in his eye as the fish puncher reputation precedes you.
I would never punch old Bitey.
As he finishes his bit, his verse, and you can make out, I don't know, must be under all that snow. You hear a loud, hey, from everyone else in the tavern. And a brief lull in the conversation as many mouths are now filled with a mug as they drink down in their toast to Old Bitey.
All right. I will approach the bar.
Okay. It's pretty busy, but you're able to get the attention of old Scram Sacks, who you recognize from the last time you were in. As he puts a couple of mugs down in front of a mixed band of adventurers or travelers. It's hard to tell which. They are still also like you, bound up in their heavy winters furs. Well, I do believe I've seen your two in here before, haven't I? What brings you back, and what can I get you?
Well, we need lodgings for the night, and well, of course, I'd like a round. I got two outside waiting for the to head back to the stable, but I'm sure they'd like a nip as well.
Well, it looks to me like you're a bit have done all right in the interim, haven't you? None the worse for wear. Oh, good for you.
Well, we did lose a few along the way.
Well, yeah, that is a damn shame, let me tell you. And he reaches underneath the counter and puts out two small glasses, a third in front of him, and he uncorks a bottle. You can see on it, it's got ruins scrawled on the side of an earthenware jug, and as he pours this smoky, not opaque, but smoky colored liquid into these small glasses, and he pushes one in front of each of you, and he picks his and he says, "To fallen comrades."
Fallen comrades. Thank you, sir.
And he throws his back.
Yeah. Same.
I'll do the same.
Okay, give me a Constitution saving throw
Okie dokie.
to see how this hits you.
I have such a high constitution.
That's awesome. So, as you throw the dwarven spirits back, Filbert, you recognized it a little bit, so you kind of know the trick of, not letting it hit the back of your throat as you throw it back. Thea, in her gusto to truly toast her fallen friends, throws it back, and as it hits the back of her throat and constricts, goes down the wrong pipe, and you can see briefly her eyes kind of bargle, and then until she starts coughing. A lot of heads start to turn and look at her and at you guys as she's sitting there she's banging her hand on the bar, trying to get. I can't get it. And tears are kind of rolling down her eye. Scramshack's kind of just looking at you. He's like, good, no?
Great. It's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me another.
It's delicious.
He looks over at you, Filbert, and says, so, how many rooms will you be looking for?
2 doubles if you have them.
Alrighty. And I can certainly do that. It'd be 10 silver a night per room.
Okay.
So a gold per room. 2 gold.
Is 10 silvers a gold? Is it? Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, it'll be a gold
Where
a
I come
night.
from down
it'll be,
south.
It'll be
in
a
the
gold.
normal world.
That's right. Damn metrics. I'm thinking it was 12. Yes, a gold then.
I slide them 2 gold.
I got it. I got it.
It's shut up. I got it.
You got it as a party goal.
I just kind of shrug her off, and
he's got a little bit of a cabinet back behind, and he pulls out 2 different rooms. He goes, apologies, I don't have anything adjoining at the time, but you can take number 7 and number 10. And he puts those keys in front of you. Both
7 and 10 aren't adjoining.
They are not. They are on the same floor, though. The 2nd floor. One to the right, one to the left.
Oh, fine. Well,
All right. Well, thank you, sir.
Let me know if you'd like some victuals or anything else to drink.
I will certainly be having some victuals in a bit when we return. Those reindeer steaks smell delightful.
Well,
Do they have Old Bay on them?
we'll
Why? You're lucky you're outside.
You would think a guy from Florida would know better.
I'm not.
Old Bay on venison.
Ugh, that actually is repulsive. That's actually really, really good.
I've never used Old Bay, so I don't know. I'm not from Florida either.
It's for seafood and shellfish.
yeah.
Yeah, that's why I don't know. I don't eat seafood at all.
You can't put
That's
it
why
on.
it has the word bay in it.
Yeah, yeah, because it's when you smell it, it actually smells like Old Bay.
Yeah, I don't eat seafood at all. Like not a bit, not one bit of it.
It shows, Greasy. Okay. What are you guys doing?
Well, we're gonna head
Oh.
back out.
Yeah, I'll pocket the keys and head back out.
We'll be back. I'm gonna try that again.
I'll hand
This time, Scram Shack. But next time.
I'll hand the key for number 7 to Winzira and say you should hold on to this because Sally Church over there is a little tipsy already.
Already? How many did you have? You've only been gone.
1. She had 1.
One?
Wow.
Listen, mister. I could put you under the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just snuck up on me, was all. It was a sneak attack with alcohol.
One.
Huh.
So I guess we should go to your temple then.
Yeah, maybe we should head somewhere else first and let her sober up before she goes to talk to her.
Probably a good idea.
Well,
No,
it's
actually, this is okay. Let's do this.
I'm okay with it.
Actually, you know what? I would like to see her make a fool of herself, so let's go ahead and do that.
Where are we going?
to the Temple of the Morning Lord.
Not yet. We
Why
need to go
not?
to your temple first.
Why?
Because I need to eat some rations. This is a little Bernie and is
My temple's the complete opposite direction.
you're the complete opposite direction. Of course, your temple is the complete opposite direction. That makes so much sense if you think about the fact that mine is a morning lord.
Let's come on. Let's go.
I'm gonna get up on my axe pick.
So, are we heading to the House of the Morning Lord then?
I guess.
100%.
You know, it's a shame that it's so cold because snow is so pretty.
Yes, it is.
I
Okay.
am not your pet.
So what are we doing, kids?
We're going to the temple of the Morning Lord. I was just drunkenly talking along the way.
Okay. So leaving out back into the night, you pick up the your mounts and are able to head in the direction of the temple. Go ahead and give a. Well, we'll say that Bryn's able to lead you, so without too much of a bother. He leads you over to, without much fail, the Temple of the Morning Lord. The doors are closed currently.
I knock on the door. Your name is Stone!
Okay, it's gonna be like that, huh?
My character's drunk.
Well, I didn't say she was drunk. I just said that
Oh.
it went down the wrong pipe because of the way she said it.
Oh. I was actually going to ask how long those effects are going to take.
Yeah, you are not in the effect of drunk from one a small little sniff of
Okay.
thing.
Nice.
It just went down the wrong pipe.
Oh, I misunderstood.
Yep.
Okay. Well, then I don't annoyingly bang on the door. I politely knock on the door.
No, you
There's a
probably still
difference.
annoyingly knock on the door.
Try to politely knock on the door, but not really.
See, when Zira, if you tell her she's drunk, she thinks she's drunk.
The power of words.
Oh my god. I almost just spit my drink.
See
And
how?
now,
See how that works?
out of character, use your telepathy to tell her she's drunk all the time.
No one knows about that yet, except Bryn.
I know, that's why I said out of character.
I can't.
Knock, knock, knock.
Alright. Bear with me just a sec.
How long does it take to answer a door? So
I'm
cold out here.
coming! I'm doing the dishes! After a few moments, it really doesn't. It feels longer because of the coldness and the chill outside. The door does open, and you see a bit of light flood out, and you the familiar form of Mashan. Yes. May I help you? Services are not again until tomorrow at dawn.
Yes, we came to see Copper. Good to see you in health, Miss Shawn. And also to make a donation to the temple of our Lord.
roll a just straight charisma for me, will you?
Okay.
Nope. Nope.
Oh, that's a saving throw.
So it's 9 plus your 1's a 10.
10.
Okay. At first, she sees you, and it takes a second for her to recognize you. And then first, you can see her kind of her nose starts to turn up, her face kind of scrunches up, and then you continue on with as you're talking, and you say the words donation, and then it shifts suddenly into a surprise, and then quickly replaced by a big smile, almost beneficial. Gleaming. Oh, well, of course. Please, come right in. Come in for any fellow worshipper of the Morning Lord.
Yes, yes.
Mm.
I have a tale to tell you, Michonne.
Yes. Well, you mentioned a donation.
Yes, yes, yes. Here's 10 gold.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Let me get copper for you, though. Perhaps he could actually take notes of your tale, as I have other pressing matters to attend to.
More
But
important than telling you of a tale of actually seeing our Lord and him bringing our friend back from the dead.
roll a persuasion at advantage.
It was crazy.
Okay.
I blew up.
Yeah.
18.
No, I do not have anything more pressing than that. However, annoying that little man is, I think he would actually enjoy hearing this as well. You have
Yes.
you have perked my curiosity, to be sure. Nabanaka! Kappa! Kappa! And you just hear this. What, you hoppy? What do you want now? We
This guy
have
should come along with
visitors.
us.
I'm coming. Keep your girdle underneath your robes, woman. Yes. Well, if you were to take him with you, I really would not shed too many tears. Our Lord has certainly put him here to teach me patience. And with that, you hear kind of the thumping, surprisingly heavy footfalls for something so small, as he comes around the corner in this kind of fuzzy brown fur jumpsuit that he has fashioned for himself, with the fuzzy hood that is pulled up, looking for all the world as a wandering teddy bear with a
Is
goblet.
it a
of,
onesie?
It's pretty much, yeah, absolutely, yeah. It's like it's like Randy from A Christmas Story. Can't put my arms down. But as he comes in to the area where you're standing, he kind of looks over at the hearth that has a small little fire burning. Kind of squints at it, and looks back up at Michonne, and he kind of snorts at her. Clearly, there is a long-standing feud about the use of wood to warm the inside of the temple. And he actually makes a big show of pulling back the top of his hood, to which point a big shock of white hair kind of springs up in all directions, and you can see the telltale pointed ears of a gnome, and the deeply wrinkled face of one who is quite on in years. Well, I think I do remember you, lass. One of truly good faith. And he kind of winks at you and kind of gives a head nod over at Michonne, who is busy kind of counting out the coins that you did into a strong box that she's unlocked and is putting the money away, and distractedly turning back. Yes, I'm sorry, I missed that. Did you call me? No, we did not. So, were you successful then, you and your lot here? Did you find my friend?
Yes, unfortunately, we did. But he
Oh.
is not for this world any longer.
Oh. Well, that is a shame. Damn fool.
We think he was taken out by his own invention.
He was kind of rude. He called you
I.
guys idiots, by the way.
So he died after you got there then?
No.
No, I died and I met him.
Yeah.
He's
I don't quite understand goblin humor, but it's a
No,
bit of a
it's not
joke in bad taste.
No, it's not humor. Macradius' spirit was trapped there. And when Zira passed upon touching Macradius' invention, but
Oh.
our Lord Lathander brought her back and visited us all in person. And he also freed Macradius from his prison here on this realm.
Actually, he just wanted to finish his invention before he left.
It was our Lord's guidance that finally allowed him to move on.
I don't think she heard me.
And you can kind of see him looking over at Winzira and then up at you again, and then at Winzira. And as you finish Thea, he goes, and he looks at you, Winzira, and goes, well?
So this is how it went. I will leave out the parts about the dicks and any unflattering representation of me.
So amazing. Truly amazing. And you held the device there, Miss Thea.
Yes. Although I did not realize it was only good for one go, and unfortunately now it is just a pile of rings. But I have them, and we have the sketchings, so perhaps someone skilled like you could make use of it again?
Well, I could take a study of it. I must say I was just a pair of hands who did as I was told. It was Macradius who was the genius behind this, but I don't know if he had it in mind that a single use would be enough to break the hold of the Frostmaiden on the land. I think that always was his hope, that if he could just loosen her grip, that the other gods might intervene, or at least it would weaken her enough that she would not be able to reacquire her stranglehold on the Lord's light.
That was my thought as well, so I don't know if perhaps we just did not put it together well enough, or what. But unfortunately, it stopped working after just one use.
Well, I think you're giving yourself not enough credit at all. Macradius damn well killed himself with it, didn't he? You surpassed him in that. With the help of your wee goblin friend here. Winzira, is it? Winzira.
Yep.
Another wonder. As you look, you realize that standing behind you this whole time as you've been talking to Copper, Michonne has just been sitting there, kind of with her hands crossed above everything, and her whole expression is now greatly changed as she's gazing upon you and, please, oh, you must be tired. Allow me. And she comes running up with a stool for you to sit on there. Please, sir, sit. And oh, Miss Goblin, might I get you some tea or something something warm to drink?
Yes, please.
Oh, very good, very good. And she goes to totter off and is fixing
I'm a little
fixes
thirsty
some
too.
Yes, of course.
Lathander has even bestowed upon us his blessing and said we must keep strong because now the Frostmaiden knows who we are.
Oh, no, that sounds rather dire.
Yes. That's why I'm here to see you and to deliver the news and also to make donations because I know that our temple is doing the most good it can for our people.
We also have a bunch of supplies.
Yes, and then we're bringing back the supplies that you gave to us for Macradius. He doesn't need them. We didn't think it was fair to keep them, so we're bringing them back to you, Copper.
Oh, well, that is most unexpected and right generous and right kind of you. I'm sure we can find some needy folk here in Brinsander who can put them to good use.
And bring them into the fold of the Lord's light.
Yeah, well, to the Lord's light, as you say. Oh, yes, to the Lord's light. Glorious is it. Yeah.
And I would like to, I don't know, do you think that you could fix this? I feel like this artifact is a key and I somehow have messed it up.
Well, I can certainly take a look at it. As I said, I was more the build this to this specification kind of guy. I'm good with my hands and know my way around a smithy forge and can create. I've much experience in my younger days of creating intricate gadgets and gizmos. My people are known to be pretty good at that type of thing. But the whole...
You still have the plans, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh, well, in that case, I might be able to parse it out and figure out what needs to be done.
All 3 rings.
He needs all 3 rings.
Yes.
Don't stop at 2.
Ha ha ha! I told that blowhard it needed 3.
That's what did him in. Is he tried it with 2.
Cheap
Like a
bastard.
vomit was.
Yes. Practically
Yeah.
disintegrate.
Well, I'll tell you, the components for it weren't cheap, but you would think that he would not want to risk his own damn life over a couple gold pieces. Well, probably more than that, couple dozen gold pieces, maybe some more. Regardless, I told him 3.
Yep. And when we activated it, ended up drawing the ire of the Frostmaiden. She sent a White Walker after us, and that's why the effects ended. Is in that battle, the concentration was broken on keeping the machine running.
Oh, yes, that would be a key component. One has to dominate it and force it to do what you want with the weather. Interesting. Mm-hmm. Yes, I can see that. But I would certainly take a look at the plans again and study and make sure to see where this was, what has been spent and what would need to be recrafted and recreated.
I think that could do much good for this land.
Yes. Hand them over. I'll take a look. Take me some time.
Of course.
She comes over now and actually serves you all tea.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
No, please, priestess, don't trouble yourself with pouring me a cup, because I can clearly see you weren't going to fucking do it anyway. I'll take these now and totter on off and fix my own beverage. I greatly appreciate you bringing me the tale and my friend's life's work here. I will see if I can continue it on.
I will go offload these supplies.
Well, yes. Let me show you where you can bring that. He kind of goes out, and you can see around the back. There's a back step that heads up to the area that he sleeps in. His kind of loft above the backside of the House of the Morning Lord. And as you walk up, he, indicates the same spot, unbeknownst to you, Bran Humphreys, that there is in the exact same spot that the party had originally picked up the bundle of supplies from.
Well, I will offload the supplies in the spot.
In the spot.
In the spot.
All right.
All right. Is there anything else we need to do?
Yeah.
All right. I guess we
We
should.
do a little prayer.
Well, after your prayer, and we should stable these mounts, and then we can head over to my temple. Unless you just want to head straight to the back to your drinking, and I can just go to the temple myself. It's up to you.
I'm curious about your dark goddess.
Okay.
I'd like to see if the splendor of the temple is the same as the one to the Morning Lord.
Well, our temple is very small here, actually. We have larger temples, just not here.
I bid you good day, Copper and Michonne.
I will
Bye.
pass on your goodbyes to Copper when I see him.
Yes.
May not be for a while. One can hope.
Thanks for the tea.
Yes.
Well,
And your hospitality.
it is the least I can do for those who have spoken with our Lord.
You don't bite me.
Excuse me.
Talking to the cat. Sorry.
Oh, gracious. I thought maybe that was a bit of Salune humor.
No.
You want her to bite you?
No,
May
she
the-
bit me.
May the light of Lathander guide your way. And I bid you good day.
Bye.
I bid you good day.
Wow.
I'm fine with the Twilight Assailant. All right, so we'll head to the stables.
Yeah.
Drop everything on. Drop off
We're
the
gonna
animals.
pass by your temple to go to the stable.
No, we don't pass by my temple.
Well, I mean, but we could just go straight across to your temple instead of going all. We're gonna go all the way around. And
I mean, regardless, we got to come all the way back up here.
I guess. Yeah.
So we drop off then come up and.
Right. So. Yeah, you guys. I don't.
So what you gonna do first?
We'll just drop off the animals and then walk up to my temple.
Oh, that's aggravating. Just checking something, guys. Hang on. Just bear with me just a sec.
All good.
Wanted to see if there was a further write up about locations, some locations in Stormkin Thunder for Bryn Shander. So just I want to double check. Okay, so you guys head over towards the Temple of Selene. No, you're going to the stables. Excuse me.
Yeah,
Sorry.
stables then
Yeah,
the
yeah.
temple.
Yeah, you guys make your way down through the town. Coming from here, Bryn, you're able to navigate without really any kind of problems whatsoever. As it's getting a bit late now, there are far fewer people left on the street. There are fewer and fewer lights kind of spilling around. So you're actually having to provide your own light to navigate to the far side of the town. You're basically walking the entire width, the length of Brim Shander to get your mountains over. So it takes you a good 40 minutes or so to make your way over to the stables. You are greeted out by a stable hand who looks up and down at the mounts and says, "Oh yes, I've recognized these animals. I believe that we must have supplied them. I noticed our markings here on the tack. How many nights would you like to be boarding them?"
One.
Yeah, we'll go with just one for now.
Very good. It'll be a silver piece for the axe beaks per night. We can board all of your dogs here in our kennels. For the 4, it would be 2 silvers a night for all 4.
Okay, so it's a total of 4 silver for all of them.
How many axe beaks do you have now?
3.
Yeah, you have 3.
6.
3. Oh, so it's 6, 7, so 8 silver for all.
We only have 2 X beats.
Or
Yeah, you have 2 axe beaks or 3 now. I can't remember.
We have 2.
It should be
Dadvin took his.
yeah, because Donovan took his. It should be 2.
Okay, so 3 silver.
3 silver. I'll go ahead and flip them a gold. Keep the change. Make sure they're nice and fed.
Yes, sir. Certainly will, sir.
All right.
Okay. So pushing your 8 o'clock by the time you make your way up to the Temple of Sulin.
All right.
And you again make it without incident on the street.
This is I'm guessing this would be like prime time for my temple though. As twilight is pretty much when you all the worshiping and all that happens.
You're the cleric, man. You tell us.
So I'll walk up. Is the door open or closed?
Being that it's probably about 40 degrees below zero outside, the temple is definitely closed door.
Okay. I will knock on the door and be in and raise my voice a bit and be like, Shay!
What is going on, man? Wow. Suddenly I got some really weird shit going on. Bear with me.
You really want me to send a bear over? I mean, yeah, take a flight to New Jersey.
Put on the chain. Cat has become quite attached.
Of
She
course.
doesn't leave me alone.
Well, yeah, because you're so snuggleable. He loves you, just like all of them.
Okay. So, you kind of, the door, while closed, you can push open. And as you enter in, it's a smaller building. But you can see that coming in, there's been a kind of a perpetual light spell, or some kind of silvery light is coming off of what looks to be a metal representation of a full moon. Down to it has been kind of tooled and banged so that it actually has kind of the surface of the moon that you normally would see in the sky. Actually, is on this this metal. It's either it could be silver. It's hard to tell because it is glowing with this silvery light, and it is suspended in the middle of a kind of a main chamber as you walk in. And there are concentric curved stools that have been set in. Kind of think of like a circle that has been broken into 4 pieces. And these four curved stools or benches have been set out further and further out so that there are 3 rings of seating around a central open area, which this then round metal representation that glows of the moon has been hung from. As you enter in, on the far side, you can see kind of a heavily, it's the robes, but they appear to be made out of some kind of either dyed or bleached heavy leather, nearly white, with a white fur, trimmed collar. And you see what looks to be a diminutive figure who has a bare head, nothing covering her head, but you see very white hair from behind. As you walk in and the sounds of the door, she kind of turns and you see that there's a very elderly woman.
I'm guessing that would be Shay.
It is. Greetings.
Shay. I'm so happy to see you. It's been a while.
Ah, Bryn. It is good to see that you have traveled and returned safely. And
Oh, I
with
did.
company.
Yes, I ran into these fine folk. I actually found the moon dial. Um,
That's
it's a,
wonderful.
it's a little I believe northeast of the Lonelywood.
Ha!
Uh,
After all this time.
yeah. And I walk over and I pull out the map that I had Bilbert make for me. And I go, if it's my friend here is a bit of a cartographer. Uh,
Acquaintance.
Fit.
and he went ahead and drew this up for me. So that way, hopefully, you can get word to another larger temple that could spare a few acolytes to go up and hopefully clean it up. Uh, there is an ancient elf uh, mummy that was a priest of Selune. That is these fine folk have awakened before I got there, but he was
He's a nice guy.
he's actually it was a nice conversation with him, um, and he's been since they've awakened him, he's been cleaning up the area. So if we could get a couple acolytes up there and make sure we let them know, so that they're not surprised by a mummy being there. But hopefully we could get that place back into working order.
That is an amazing tale. Goodness. I am grateful. And I can certainly send word. However, with the current troubles, I don't know how quickly we would have acolytes to spare. You know that in the last few years we have been cut off. But I will do my best and what I can to send up a mummy, you say?
Yes.
That sounds terrifying.
Well, he's actually quite pleasant. It's strange, it is, but he's quite pleasant. He's about 2,000 years old. Um, it's his time was a long time ago, obviously.
Man,
But
it's amazing. And
he was set up as a guardian, if needed, where they had to. These fine folk here ended up figuring out somewhat of like a ritual in a brazier which awakened him. That was set up. I'm guessing he was set up as some sort of a protector. If they needed him, they could bring him up to help protect.
oh well, would this be something of a danger to anyone? No.
No, as long as he will, as long as they do not try to attack him
Or just
or disrespect the temple, he should be fine. Like I said, he was a priest of Selune himself, and when he was alive.
he was very upset by the state of the temple when we got there. We had actually just returned to the temple when we ran across Bryn.
Yes, apparently there was before I met up with them. I guess there was a uh, druid who had been awakening animals in the area to attack local villagers and fishermen in the name of the Frostmaiden, and they dispatched of that druid that was holed up at the temple, and they are on a mission to try to bring an end to this endless night we have. Bring
Amazing.
balance.
And to think, after all this time, and suddenly all this activity, at the Lost Temple. Truly a marvel.
It is. It truly is. So,
You should be very proud, Bryn.
I am. I am. I am very proud. Uh,
Hey.
and I'm planning on going with these fine folk on their journey to bring an end to this night.
Oh, are you? Well, hold right there, just a moment. She kind of goes off. You can see that looks like there was a wall. There's actually um, open ways that to this back wall. And Bryn, you're familiar with it. There's a kind of an alcove, supply and whatnot. That's kind of an optical illusion. What looks like the wall, you realize that it's actually not. That there's identically painted back wall piece, and then there's actually a gap that you can walk around, and you see her. It almost appears like she disappears to the rest of you as she kind of walks into this supply area.
Oh, that's a neat trick.
And she continues and actually comes out the other side. It appears to reappear a few feet over to the right. And she walks up and she hands you kind of a leather satchel. It's also looks like it's of some kind of white reindeer hide, very supple, very beautiful, kind of a shoulder satchel. These might come in handy. And she hands you a satchel. It's inside. There are 2 vials. And looking in, Bryn, you see, and you'd recognize what these are. You see 2 vials of potions of greater healing.
Nice.
And
Oh, wow.
2 vials of holy water.
Well,
There you go.
oh.
Wow.
Why, thank you very much, Shay. I don't know what to say. I appreciate your kindness. Here, let me.
Selune has always whispered that you had a greater destiny. And I'm glad to see that your feet have now begun to walk her greater path for you.
Well, let me. I'm gonna go ahead and pull out 20 gold. Be like, get some more supplies for the temple. Then I've come across a little bit of wealth on my travels, so let me give some of this back.
Ah, thank you, Bryn. Clearly the goddess's trust in you is well placed. Is there any other assistance I might be able to provide you?
I have one.
Yes, little one.
Can I get a hug, please?
She seems to kind of take a beat and then lets out a laugh that is surprisingly a young, very young sounding laugh coming from what is clearly a very elderly woman. And she comes very quickly. She rushes up to you, Winzira, and enfolds you in just a big, great big kind of grandma-like hug. And kind of rocks you back and forth. You most certainly may.
This is the best hug yet.
Like, all right, Shay. Well, it's
Well,
been a pleasure.
should you find yourselves in great need, our the doors of Saloon's temple are always open to you, Bryn, and to your friends. I will provide you whatever succor I can, and what is in my power to provide of Saloon's love and protection to you.
Thank you very much, and I will give her a hug as she's practically my mother at this point. And
Be careful.
I,
Come
I,
together.
I will be hopefully returning somewhat soon.
I didn't hear what she said. That's so perfect.
Hopefully, I will be returning in not too long of a time, and this darkness will have ended.
Your lips to Saloon's ears.
You.
All right. In that case,
Says the cleric carrying the phallic mace around.
well, thank you, and hopefully, I'll see you soon.
Safe
Bye,
travels to you all. And she kind of, you can kind of see her raise her hand in benediction and kind of starts to mumble underneath her mouth, under her breath rather. And the few candles that she has lit behind her suddenly go to a silvery light, and the moon appears to kind of go through an entire cycle where the light from it goes from full to waning, waxing, and then back to full as she prays over you. And go with Saloon's love.
And on my way out, I'll stop at the moon and kneel and say a quick prayer myself, and then head out.
Y'all always getting slowed down by your clerics.
Food.
More prayer.
All right, so heading back
Food.
out into you make your way back to the tavern without incident, and you head into the Northlook.
I'm gonna go straight up to Scram Shacks,
Okay.
and I'm gonna be like, "Hey, Scram Shacks, look who else is here. She was out waiting with the cart before. I think she needs one of those shots for our fallen comrades." I'm gonna point at Winzira.
Yeah, we've lost 4 people already.
You remember she sang that wonderful, or played that wonderful song the last time she was here.
Go ahead and roll that as a persuasion. Let's see if he does.
If I recall, she did really well. Oh, I didn't mean to roll at advantage. So
That's all right.
7.
um, most certainly, most certainly. And he goes and he puts out that same small glass and pulls out the smoky, and he pours it for Windsor and he pushes it over, and he looks over at you, Thea, and he goes, and that'll be 4 silver, please.
I slide over 5 silver.
And he kind of, you can hear as he slides it off the bar into a clink as it falls into a till box. You hear the clinking of coins. So, Windsor, you now stand kind of eye level with the bar, and you see a small glass with kind of a smoky colored, semi-clear liquid in it.
I'll toss it back.
All right. Let's see how well you do with that with your con save.
Probably not as bad as me.
When Zira tosses it back, now granted, this is a little bit larger of a shot compared to her body size, but she kind of throws it back, and you kind of see her go, nice.
Nice and smooth.
Internally, you feel like the warmth kind of spread down a little bit, and as it hits your stomach, the warmth come back up, and you feel a very pleasant but definitive glow of warmth and goodness permeate your being now, Windsor.
That's a nice feeling.
I do think we wanted a round of that reindeer's meal.
Yes. Let me get a plate, and I'll take a shot of that as well.
All right. So
Let's get a round of that, and how much will that be, Scrimside?
a whole round of that would be another 6, so 10, 4 gold.
Plus the round of
Yep.
hot meals?
Four silvers per shot of the dwarven spirits, as they are a bit hard to come by these days, and 6 silver for a venison steak and fried potatoes.
All right. That's coming out of the party gold.
I care not.
Food.
Telling everybody else.
Food.
It takes a bit to find a spot where the 4 of you can kind of shoehorn yourself in. You find a longer table where some folks are willing to move about for you. And after a few minutes, a serving girl comes by and with a large tray with 4 plates and 4 small tumblers. This time you can see that there's a bit more than just a kind of a tasting shot in it. There's actually a full serve glass, certainly not what you would call a pint glass, the same as a mug that you would see an ale poured in. But this is much bigger than the little shooter that you had previously.
Now, I'm going to look around while we're waiting to eat and see if I spot Roina.
I'm assuming we're thinking the same person. You mean
Lynn?
Helen?
Helen, I'm so sorry. I don't know why I keep calling her that.
That's okay. I figured that's who you meant.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. It's not too hard, as you guys kind of caused a little bit of a sensation. But you look back and scanning the tables that kind of are back against the wall that maybe are a little bit more in shadow. You see the familiar eye patch of the one-eyed female dwarf kind of looking your direction as you're looking around, and she raises a tankard in your general direction.
All right, I'm going to take that shot as she's doing that, the dwarven shot, and I'm going to drink it.
It's not a shot, remember. Now it's a like a rocks glass.
I'll take a sip then.
Okay. I mean, you can shoot it if you want, but no, he gave you a proper tumbler. It's not quite this big, but like half the size of that.
All right. So like a mule cup.
Yeah, or rocks glass.
Yeah. I'll take a little drink, and then I'm gonna walk over to Helen.
Greetings, adventurer.
Hello.
Do you have news for me?
Oh, yes.
I'm guessing that it's good news, as I've not heard of any more incident since last we parted company.
Well, seems that your friend Torga had a cultist as her friend and companion.
From what I heard, she's without a bodyguard.
Yes. I might know something about that.
Oh, I would have wagered that you would. So, has he been dealt with?
Oh, yes, he won't be murdering anyone any longer.
Did you by any chance bring a token of proof of that?
Well, unfortunately, the only token of proof that we could have brought would have been his ice dagger, which melted. But we do have this black stone necklace thing.
Do you have that on you?
I think Filbert has. Has Filbert been paying attention to me walking up?
Yeah. I do not have that written on my sheet.
It's in the party loot.
So we'll say you're able to
Then,
produce.
yeah.
You're able to produce it. Yeah.
You guys, just
I-
real quick, do you guys have access to the OneNote that we made?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Just, they don't necessarily have it up. I don't have it up.
Yeah.
Really handy.
No, I just want you to, be able to. She wants to see it. So we'll say, you pull it out and you flash it to her. It's like, she's just like, roll for me just a persuasion with advantage, since you had a token.
Oh. Okay. Not good. This is like my worst. 18.
Yeah, so, well, I don't really know the man well, and I can't say for sure if that's his or not, but it would seem odd that you would be so willing to show me a token of his. Not. And to be honest with you, you have seemed to have made, well, maybe not an enemy, certainly not a friend of Torga. Word is that she's rather cross with a certain band, who she blames for the loss of her bodyguard, although she has not certainly made the equation that you've dispatched him. Just that you have driven him off or seduced him away from her employ. But
He was kind of handsome, although he was evil.
yeah, if you're of that type. But you have successfully done me of service, and I am a dwarf of my word. And she reaches into underneath her coat and drops down a pouch with a nice weight to it as it clinks down on the table. I would pick that up rather quickly if I were you around here. Not something to be left lying about for the
I'm gonna
unwanted eyes.
with proper dwarven respect, I'm gonna open up and look at it.
You see inside
You just insulted her mother.
quite a bit of coin. No. She nods with agreement. One should check. But you see inside, though you don't have the time to count.
Right.
Certainly feels.
Or
It feels like
estimate.
there's 100 gold, the 100 gold that you were promised.
Right. Estimating, but honestly, Helen would think that we're like losers if we didn't at least look.
So what's his next for you and your group?
Well, I do need to make it down to my home. I've heard there's some wolves attacking. It's been quite the task to get back there. We have bodyguards attacking us, and crazy druids, and lake monsters we have to be friends with, and all I'm trying to do is get home and make sure my priest that raised me is all right, and my mother. And then, I guess eventually, see if, maybe we can help in this battle against this eternal winter. I don't know.
Well, I don't know exactly where you're from.
Dugans.
Yes, I have heard that tales of that town being terrorized by some unnatural wolves. Is that what you refer to?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know if you've heard the latest, being
haven't.
that you have been moving about, but one fool claims that came here and claimed that these wolves were demonic and speaking, if you would believe it.
They were probably set about by that evil druid that we dispatched.
It seems you would know more about that than I.
Have you met Fudgy yet?
I can't say that I know anyone of that name, no.
He's the lake monster.
Oh, yes, I have heard a bit of a tall tale about a lake monster.
It's not a tall tale, it's true. Winzira!
Almost done. I'll finish up my meal and head over.
Yeah, calling her attention over to it, Helen kind of makes a rather disdainful look at as she sees a small goblin just tearing into hunks out of meat, with disregard utterly of anything that looks like a utensil.
What's up?
Tell Helen about Fudgy.
Ah, Fudgy. Fudgy's our friend. We made him our friend. He's really nice. He likes a lot of fish, and you gotta praise him a lot, or he'll eat you. I
Well,
like him.
that sounds fascinating. Truly. I would be very happy to potentially throw any more work your way if you were of that nature. That inclination, I should say.
Well, certainly. You pay well.
Well, should
You.
what is the best way to contact you? Will you be in Brimshander often, or will you continue to be moving about?
I can't say.
You can tell her.
Tell her what? I can't say.
How might I get some word to you? Is there a name that your company travels under?
We're the horse with no name. I don't know.
Okay, well,
You can leave word at his temple. He has really nice priestess.
What'd she say?
Leave a word at my temple.
Yes, you could leave it a word at the temple of Salune or the temple of the woman.
Salune.
Salune.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they were cutting you off before you said morning lord. Just thanks to the name
You know what? Lathander blessed all y'all. I don't know why you guys are being such bitches. Like, for real. It's not like
Lathander's cool.
he brought her back from the dead. Come
Yeah,
on.
he did. You might need some work on your, acolytes or whatever they're called.
What?
I believe.
Salune's temple is nicer to visit.
No, it's not.
As long as
Yeah,
it's not the house of the Triad, then I'm happy to send word to either.
Either is
Sounds
fine.
like a good idea.
Excellent. Well, please don't let me keep you from your meal. I have business of my own to attend to. Thank you again for such excellent dispatchment of my task, and perhaps I'll be in touch. I bid you enjoy your evening.
You as well.
Bye-bye.
And I eat my food. Very frustratingly, I might add. Like, I'm like really bangy with like my fork when I put it down. Just like, like when a woman's mad, like.
It's faster if you
Put it
just
out
use
through
your
my phone.
hands.
What is your problem?
Fine! Nom.
Fucked up, insecure, neurotic, and emotional.
Fine! Some ale, please!
What?
So, what's Duganhole like?
It's a shithole.
I mean, it is a hole, right?
Wow.
It's in the middle of nowhere, and nothing happens there but fish, okay? But it's my home.
Is that where you learned to punch them?
No, I
Oh.
learned to punch them in Lackdenishire.
Oh. Okay.
So that's where we're going next.
Yeah, hopefully my mother's still alive, and I don't know, the priest who saved me from my evil father,
Well, hopefully they are still alive, so that way we can make sure the town is not continually overrun by dire wolves.
Yeah, apparently smart demonic dire wolves from the evil druid bitch.
Maybe we can make friends.
We might be able to. That would be handy.
Or eat them. Either one works for me.
Same. Wolf tastes good.
It does.
Especially if we put filbert seasoning on them. That makes anything taste good. I think filbert seasoning could make wood taste good.
Is that the old lady stuff he talks about?
No. It's one of them, but I don't put it on a wolf.
No, it's something called salt. It's this rare mineral that turns meat to deliciousness.
I don't want to interrupt,
No,
Sure.
you're fine.
Being sarcastic. You finish your meal with plenty of time. You probably have another round of ale after Thea's order, so you can withdraw another 8 silver from
Yep.
your party loot.
I'll just
Is-
drop a gold, for so that way there's a tip
Sure.
and stuff.
Sure. Okay.
All right, should we turn in for the night then?
Mm-hmm.
To the
Yep.
room.
Sure.
I want room number 7.
Oh, I'm
We
sorry.
have room number. I don't know. What does this
7.
number say?
I'll Rochambeau you for it.
This is room number L, if you hold it this way.
It's L. We have room L.
All right. Come on, Mazira.
Yay. Night, guys.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Good night.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Like you said.
I don't know, like I did something.
Maybe I'm just looking at you. Stop being so paranoid.
All right. Well, let's.
We'll head
Yeah.
up to room 10.
Okay. You find the rooms are pretty standard. They have 2 small beds in them, a wash basin with some fresh water in it, and a bowl. There is in each one chest that looks to have a lock with a key in it so that you could actually put something in it and lock the chest and take the key with you. Other than that, there is a single stool in each. There is, it looks like to be a community latrine at the end of the hallway on this floor.
Awesome.
Yeah, it actually has. It looks like there's actually plumbing of a sort. You hope.
Does it have a soup stick with a sponge on it?
No. That's
So
gross.
we're not even as advanced as the Romans?
I don't know. I just find that gross.
It is gross.
All right, so I guess we head to bed.
So before I go to bed, I would like to see if I can feel like, am I going in the right direction? Voices I don't understand.
Okay. As you're kind of concentrating on that, you become dimly aware of that kind of thrumming. And you can kind of get a sensation that it's off in the distance. But you get a kind of a, as you turn your head and you're sort of feeling it, it's in a spot. And you can actually see, you get almost like a directional sense of it. Give me a survival roll, Winzira.
Okay. About right.
It's somewhere in a direction, but you're not sure. You know, you've kind of lost track of what direction is what. Having come inside the city, and you know that it's that way.
That way.
Yeah, you know it's that way.
All right, I'm going to keep my finger pointing that way, and I'm going to walk out of the room, be like, I'll be right back, and go to Filbert's room
Okay.
and knock on the door. Filbert!
Yeah.
What's that way?
I open the door.
You open it up and you see Winzira, the small goblin. She's kind of got her jacket off now and just has this kind of tattery, yellowed shirt that probably at one time was fit for a larger person. It's now kind of just been ripped up and torn and tied around her, and it's none too clean. And she's pointing in a direction, kind of past you, but to the right a little bit of you. Roll survival.
And she's saying what's in that direction.
She says, "What direction is that?"
Gotcha. Survival. 19.
Shit, that's a lot higher than I was expecting. You would know exactly what direction she's pointing. Oh my god. So I did something. I must have clicked something, pushed something, and I made it so now my scroll wheel on my mouse is shrinking and zooming everything in my browser. Do you guys know how to turn that off?
Click on your scroll wheel, maybe?
Yeah, you have to click on it.
Yeah, that does not change it from doing it, I don't think.
What's it doing?
Oh, maybe it did. Thanks.
You're welcome. Look at that. I can have a job in IT.
All right. Hang on. It is. She's pointing almost due south.
To Dugan's hole.
You
That
know,
is Southwind 0.
yeah, Dugan's Hole is not south. Well, that's not true.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. It is actually. Sorry, my bad.
I'm the most directionally challenged person, and I knew that. Like, I have to take Google Maps every single day to work.
Okay then.
I was gonna challenge you, but then no, I'm good.
Okay.
So, south. What's south?
The spine.
I gotta go there. After we deal with Thea's problem.
What's there?
No idea, but I want to find out.
Well, okay.
Thanks for telling me what this away is.
No problem, Wind 0.
Night.
Go to sleep.
And I'll head back and go to sleep.
Okay. that did not fix my problem. Bah. All right, does anybody else want to do anything before they turn in for the night?
Nope.
No.
No, I'm good.
Oh my god, guys, my computer's in absolute revolt right now. I don't know
No.
what I pushed, but I can't get it to stop doing this.
Because you said it was good.
I know it was doing something weird because I have my mouse without borders, and suddenly it was acting all freaky on my laptop, and I was doing keystrokes, but I think the keystrokes were doing I don't know what it did, but it changed everything, and it's just causing havoc with the zoom and movement of things. Oh my god, stop doing that. There you go. Win 0. That should help. Okay. Anyone else doing anything before they turn in?
I don't believe so.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Does anybody need to take a bio break?
Over.
Yes.
Okay. We will take a 5-minute. Is that cool? Or do you want to make it 10?
5 is fine.
That's fine.
All right. We'll take a 5-minute break. Okay.
No,
So.
quite literally, actually.
All right. So, you guys all bed in for the evening. Awaken with the full benefit of a long rest, which
And
includes
10 temp hit points.
Yeah, which includes now your the glow and the warmth infusing you of
Thander's
a
light.
Thander's light. And as you reflect on that, Thea, and are beginning your morning prayers, you hear the kind of a booming voice within your head. Thea, it's me, Lathander. Though I just spoke to you recently, I forgot to tell you to take it easy on the preaching. You're scaring away some of potential followers. While I do so love your way with words, please look at the people you are talking to and, well, talk less. Lots of love for your god, Lathander, who is me. Keep up the good work.
What the fuck? That's not fair.
And you continue to feel that warmth glow fill you as you say your prayers and feeling stronger, each of you, in the morning.
Going down for some breakfast.
I don't even know what to do with that. Like that's like literally one of my written personality traits. Like, I've been role playing this shit to the T.
Roll a. What would you roll? Give me a perception.
All right. Sorry. 18.
Oh, it's too bad it wasn't the 20. Oh, it's an 18. Okay. While it sounded somewhat like Lathander's voice when you heard it, it didn't sound quite the way you remembered it. Like it was a little bit strange, but it was brief that you heard his actual voice in your head. So, but it wasn't quite as you remembered it. But it was close.
Little goblin-y.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm going down to eat, Thea.
Yeah, let's go. I'll be down after my prayers.
Yep.
You know, Lathander did save you from the dead. Perhaps you should stop to give him a prayer.
I'll do it in my own way.
All right.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
All
All right.
And then head down.
Just to kind of, in the interest of kind of moving things along,
Yeah.
you guys have breakfast. It's not as expensive as the other meals. Take a gold out of your community funds. That covers a full breakfast. Everyone eats to their, even their halfling contentment. Is there anything that you wanted to be doing while you're having breakfast? Anybody you wanted to talk to? Or if not, we'll say that you guys had a good meal with a few folks that were left around. Also having breakfast in the morning. And it is pretty early still. Probably you guys kind of got an early night, so only about 8 o'clock in the morning at this point. So still dark
Thea,
out.
did you count that payment?
Yeah.
Was it all there?
What? Yeah.
Did you?
Yes, there was exactly 100 gold coins inside.
That's
So you gonna go ahead and hold on to my share, or give it to me,
Are
or
you giving up? Well, you added the 100. She added it to the party gold. Is what she did.
which,
oh,
whatever you'd like.
Well, no, because it was 50 gold in the
Oh,
party.
okay. All right. I mean, I have been just paying for our mounts and the mounts' food and our supplies and our lodging and
I mean, you become the new
I
Dodvin.
paid for the lodging.
no. I wanted to pay for the lodging out of the party gold. That's what I was trying to say. But if you would like an equal share of that, that's absolutely fine. It's just
So how about we each get 20, and then 20 goes into the party gold?
I'd rather just leave mine in the party gold, but if you would like 20 gold, that's absolutely fine.
Yes, please.
Thanks,
Okay.
Mom.
Wait,
No. Well, yeah, it's 40 out, right?
I can math. All right.
Thank you, acquaintances.
We're moving up in the world, guys.
Who hurt you, Filbert?
I knew who hurt Filbert.
So where are we off to today? South?
Yes,
Dugan's hole, right?
Dugan's Hole.
I believe we have to go out the east gate, follow it down, and then go down south, unless we want to try to cross through the woods.
We could go through the east way and then down through Goodmead to Dugan's Hole. It's a bit less through the waste to go that way.
We could head directly south.
Through the tundra.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe that we have kind of decided that we wanted to stick to the roadways.
Isn't it faster if we go south? How urgently do you want to get there now?
I have been wanting to get there urgently, but I have waylaid my desires for the desires of the party.
Yep.
I do not feel confident just trudging through the wilderness unless Filbert feels confident.
I feel like Filbert's got this.
It's almost like triple.
Well, of course. But if we went along that road, it would be going through the waste.
How about we follow the east way until we hit the northern part of the Good Mead? Is that the woods? Is that the name of the woods?
Good.
Or is that the name of the road?
Goodmead's a town, I believe.
Yeah, Goodmead is the name of that town. Along the way.
A town?
Yeah, and
There's
I
a town?
don't know
Yeah, there's a
why.
little-
And it makes, wait for it, really good mead.
There's supposed to be a white dot there.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah.
It's on the other map too.
I don't know why it's not. There. Fixed.
Huzzah!
And just for the giggles of it, because enough of you are from here. There. You know that the Eastway ends at East Haven.
Oh, I get it.
Yet what?
The east way ends at East Haven. Get it?
No.
So, think it would be it would cut a considerable amount of time off if we went through the wastes.
I don't. There would
Oh
have
my
been
god.
there would have
Prince
been
Ander's gone.
there would have been a time that I could say we could take the west road and then cut through to Dugan's Hole, but that time is long.
West Road?
Yeah, west.
The south, yeah. The south. West.
Southwest road.
Known affectionately as the Ten Trail,
That.
which is known to lead through the spine of the world, and the pass that has been pretty much closed off from any travel heading south. Also, the same pathway that Filbert braved and nearly died getting through to make his way into 10 Towns.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
I think this way would be the better. If we
So
need
let's
to, we can stop
go.
it. If we need.
I mean,
So
we
we
just
go
want to make
east
up for
till we
lost
hit the
time.
northern part of the woods, and then we head due south.
Sure.
Who's up for a nice romp through the forest?
How are you
I
doing?
am.
As long as our sled can make it through.
Oh, do we need a sled anymore?
What do
Well, in
you
case we need to carry stuff.
Do we need as many dogs anymore since we don't have all that stuff?
Well, I think it would be a good idea to keep them in case we acquire anything.
Okie doke.
Is there
Go
anything
east
else
and
that
then
you
south?
guys want to be doing within Bryn Shander before you leave?
How much rations do we have?
Actually, yes. I want to check in with the home dude. Boy. Hold on.
Oh.
I would like to go. It's not here.
Is it in the notes then?
I would like to check in with Markham Southwell. The
Is that your boyfriend? Ooh.
no, it's the sheriff who
Oh.
tasked us with helping to solve the Ice Dagger murders.
Oh, is he gonna pay us?
Probably.
Gold?
Cool. Let's go.
Okay. Alrighty. All right. So, leaving out from the North Book, you travel as you go down the main roadway, which is the square road, as it is known, which travels directly south from Northgate into the main market square of Brimshander. The largest building across from which is the town hall, where you had met previously with the sheriff and with the speaker. Let me give you that. Come on. Come on. There you go. There you go. All right. Proceeding down, walking. There are few and far between at first, but as you get closer to the center of town, you pass more and more people already up and moving about their business. Even so far as when you approach the square, you actually see a rather brave-hearted merchant setting up a table. It appears to have several crates of fish that he is setting up and looking to sell. But being quite early, he's just in the initial process of that. You approach the main double doors of the town hall, the town council hall.
We walk in.
Let's
We
go in.
take off my snowshoes and stuff in the antechamber.
Showing that she can be taught and show good manners. Thea walks in. There are several of the town militia who are in attendance on the inside of the door. They kind of eye you up and down, but don't make any kind of move to stop you. As you disrobe, there are hooks and cubbies there within the entry foyer where you can stash your. Where is this, guys? Because I'm sure that you no longer have his. No, you do not. So let me give you guys some. You see the familiar banner of Brimstander hung above the entry door. Their crest of arms and a shield hanging in the main entry chamber just beyond the foyer of the town hall. What is our boy's name?
Why? Do I see Mina?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm trying to find the handout that I had here that had their their pictures and everything for you.
Yeah.
And all their information, which when they reset everything, it all went.
Yeah.
By the way, here's this, just so you have it. It appears that they've taken those away from you as well. Just some helpful information.
Yeah.
That you had before, and
it's stolen.
They took it away from you.
It's the devil.
It's the devil, Bobby Boucher.
Oh man.
Gatorade.
You should lose a point of inspiration for quoting
That's
for quoting the Water Boy.
Dude, that movie made me so happy. They had proper.
I didn't say I was going to. I just said you should.
Saying as someone who's actually from Louisiana, the Acadian that they had in there was speaking proper Acadian. So.
Okay. Oh man, I am going blind.
I mean, I can say that True Blood fucked up my culture way more than the Water Boy.
I never really watched
Water
it.
Boy was more accurate than True Blood.
Yes.
It says that the movie about fantastical vampires and werewolves and stuff wasn't accurate.
The
Get
show.
the fuck out.
Accents, okay? Their accents.
Joss Whedon wasn't accurate? What the fuck? All right.
No. We started watching that Never show that you posted.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Joss Whedon quit, by the way.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know.
Probably not a bad thing.
Um, as you walk in, you see a kind of a better dressed couple of guardsmen standing post just inside the main entryway. Yes. How may we help you?
We'd like to see Sheriff Southwell.
Mm. And this is regarding?
We are some adventurers that were helping him with a task. You can tell him a cleric of the Morning Lord. Thea.
He looks over at the other guardsman and nods, who leaves his post. Um, and you can see him kind of go off into a kind of a side hallway. You do see things that are familiar. You see that lone desk kind of set out in the midst of all of this. It's empty right now. You do realize, though, as you're getting here, that it is quite early, even for people in the public place like this. It's a little bit early than you would kind of expect. But the guardsman comes out of the hallway that he had gone off to and kind of just nods at the guard captain that you're speaking with. Well, if you will proceed and follow Guardsman Ross, he will escort you to the sheriff's chambers.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
The guardsman waits for you to approach, turns on a heel, and briskly, in a kind of a military fashion, more so than you've seen from most of the militia in and around 10 towns. And you do note that these gentlemen have been given what is actually could be considered a uniform. They have matching woolen jackets in a deep blue, and unlike the rest of the 10 towns militias that you've seen, that are folks just wearing their own gear with maybe a badge or a patch. In some instances, to designate them as part of the militia. He leads you to a large wooden door that this hallway, that's only probably about 15 or 20 feet long, seems to end in. Knocks on. You hear a deep voice call out, "Come!" And the guardsman, Ross, opens up the door and steps back and gestures you inside.
Thanks,
Right.
Ross.
Just kind of nods and stamps his spear on the floor.
Reverently step inside.
I casually step inside.
Anyone else want to describe their step?
No.
I skip inside.
And a skip. All right. A reverent, casual, skipping, nondescript band enters the office of the sheriff, which is surprisingly rather Spartan. You see, there is a cot on one wall, which currently has the speaker. I'm sorry, that would be a scandal. The sheriff sitting on the edge of, pulling on his last boot. You see, there is a wardrobe currently half open, and his blue coat with and a fur cloak with a white fur cowl, both hanging from. And you see a desk that has various papers, maps, and whatnot strewn across it. Other than that, the room is rather nice in as far as it has rather detailed wooden paneling with relief carvings in it. The floor is also wooden, both of which are known to be rather extravagances here in 10 Towns, and all is polished and gives off a very clean and shiny, very well kept and maintained air, offset by its lack of furniture and furnishings in this 30-foot square chamber. A little bit early, but I hear you're looking to speak to me.
Sorry for the intrusion.
Not at all. I was up.
Well, I needed to speak with you. I don't know if you remember me.
Priestess of Lathander.
Yes.
Yes, you were going to be looking into some things for the speaker, as I recall.
Well, we solved the Ice Dagger murders.
Could you now?
Yes.
And he steps into his boot fully and stands up off the cot and grabs his blue jacket, blue kind of uniform-like tunic jacket that out of the wardrobe and closes it. Begins to button that across his chest as he makes his way over to his desk and sits down behind which. And so, tell me.
Are we secure to speak here?
Well, as secure as any place when there are mages about, I suppose, but I don't see that there's a problem.
Well, there was a bodyguard of Torga, the traveling merchant. His name was Suffolk, and he was a cultist of the Icewind. And he made it his mission to seek out anyone he thought that was betraying the sacrifices to the Ice Maiden. Didn't matter if they were high or low. If he thought they were cheating the system, that was his task to take them out. We tricked him and made him think that we were betraying the sacrifice, and he came after us. And we, unfortunately, had to defend ourselves. But he is no more. But he was your murderer. He admitted as much. We have here a symbol of his cult, in good faith to show that there are others like him that we must continue to weed out.
And you have that symbol with you now?
Yes.
May I see it?
Filbert.
I'm going to try to sleight of hand it from behind Winzira's ear. Like a grandfather pulling a quarter from behind their grandchild's ear.
Okay. All right. Hang on, let me pull up his thing.
I mean, there are pretty big ears.
Some people have big shoes to fill. Winzira's got big ears. All right, your sleight and your passive perception is a 12. So, yeah. Suddenly, seeming by magic, I'm assuming you're pulling out the necklace?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You see one of his kind of eyebrows cock up, total Nick Fury kind of expression on his face. As he looks at you and just kind of holds out his hand for the pendant.
I'll drop it in his hand.
Okay. He takes a moment to examine it. Not kind of squints at it a little bit. Then he leaks over and he pulls out a drawer into this from this desk of his. This really large, solid wooden desk. That's the one of the only pieces of furniture in the room. And he pulls out a small coffer box, which he sets down, and reaching into his belt, he pulls out a ring of keys, and there's a small one on which he fits into this black wooden box that he's pulled out, and you hear a click, and he opens it up, and inside he pulls up another necklace. This one though has a kind of a black crystal shard in it that has been tied with a black wire as a setting, and is on a simple steel chain that has been blackened. And he lays that down on the desk, and he puts your object down next to it. And he starts to kind of compare and contrast the two. Interesting. Anyone who's kind of taking in this scene and kind of looking at this, you can either roll a perception, or if you're trying to also kind of watch him and watch what he's doing closely, you can roll an investigation, I'll say, because anyone in the room is kind of involved with this.
Cheese. Rolled really bad. That's a 12 for Bren, a 10 for Thea.
14 for Filbert, 14 for Winzira.
Okay.
My perception is so high.
Yeah, I got a -1 to my investigation.
Yeah, you probably should have gone with the perception.
Oh, that one's not much better either.
Okay, I'm just trying to figure out. Because I made a handout and that's gone. I see.
I know. You made a handout for Suffolk too.
Oh, I can. That one I can give back. Yeah, because you guys don't see the black crystal handout, do you?
No.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Mm-mm.
Well, Poppy, poopy poopies.
Hi, I'm Poppy. Hello,
That chick freaks my kids out.
I'm Poppy. Hi, I'm Poppy.
She like weirds my kids out like crazy.
Why? I can't imagine.
They watch way weirder shit than her though.
I know.
So I don't get. That's why I don't get it.
Hang on, guys. Cause I want to do this correctly. I'm just trying to find this. There's no picture. Okay, so you see that while this is kind of the one that he pulled out of the box is this kind of almost black, but it's very crystalline. Yours almost appears to be some kind of stonework, and they're definitely, the two of them are a little bit different. He reaches into the box and he pulls out a second one of these kind of crystalline ones, different shape, different size, but definitely the same material. And he puts that down on the other side of your black amulet. Looking at them, he goes, Well, I can tell you this. This is slightly different. We're aware of this cult. In fact, we had put forth another band of fellow adventurers and sent them to investigate this very thing.
Oh, is that those fist guys?
Yeah, the fist guys.
Yes, the bloody fist.
Bloody, that's it.
You
We ran
got
into them.
you got to love a name, but effective. They indeed
The icy.
were able to uncover an actual cult, as a matter of fact, and
Frostbite?
somewhat successfully dispatched. This cult who had been infesting Caer Dineval did us nice service. But this is a different thing.
Well, I feel like this man was more of a general. He called to the Frostmaiden, and she came.
Well, perhaps it's a different cult. This infestation was more demonic, or I should say, devilish in nature, up at Caer Dineval.
No, this man was truly possessed by the Frostmaiden. His eyes even were in complete ice blue.
Yeah, they were pretty. Then they turned brown.
He wielded a weapon of pure magic ice that struck like the sharpest of blades and burned with the fire of the deepest cold. But the moment he was slain, it melted.
He stands up and he takes the amulet that you guys had given him, and he reaches to there's a kind of a rack by the back wall or behind his desk. And he pulls out looks to be like a short sword, and you see him.
He's got a gun.
Takes the this and he puts it on the ground and he slams it as hard as he can with the short sword. This amulet. And as he picks it up, he looks at it. Not even a scratch. Perhaps this is a magical trinket of some kind. Why don't you guys hold on to this?
Yoink.
Ooh, magical, you say?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Hendrik identified it at some point.
Yeah, he did.
Did he identify it, or
Yeah, it's a transmutation material made from other plane of energy used to influence the arcane. Not good for wizard. Demonic affliction.
Yeah, he didn't actually cast Identify on it.
No.
I thought he did.
No.
But
No.
I think it was a detect magic.
detect magic would tell
Yeah,
you what?
he did detect magic, so he knew the schools.
yeah, and then I think he did the like short rests thing, and that's how I got the not good for wizard.
Yeah, he was not able to attune.
Whoa, give me 10 minutes. Let me see. I'm gonna try to do what Heinrich did.
Here you go.
Okay.
And then I'm going to ignore the rest of the conversation and just focus on this.
Okay, so you're going to be off in the corner and... Okay.
Well, anyway, I'm sure that there was many insidious plots and plans that this man had, but as I've said, he is no more. And I'm sure that the ice murders have stopped. The ice dagger murders.
They have indeed.
Yes, and I will go out of my way to say I truly believe that Torga, while not the most benevolent or honest of merchants,
That's saying, putting it lightly.
I truly believe that she had no idea that she carried with her an evil cultist. I don't wish to see her harmed or associated. I truly believe she was in love with this man, and perhaps maybe he was not always evil.
All right. Well, we shall keep that in.
I mean, I'm not saying you shouldn't question her, but I don't think she had any idea as to what he was up
All right. Well, very good. Well, you've done a good service. I shall pass this on to the speaker. I am sure that she will be of. It will be of great interest to her as well.
Mm-hmm.
What?
to. Will
What?
there be any reward for our service?
Ah, yes. Well, of course. Uh, one moment. If you will stay here, I shall be back momentarily.
Thank you.
Um, he goes to leave the room. And you hear some footfalls retreating down, starting to retreat down the hall. Anybody want to do anything?
No.
Okay. A few moments, a few moments, not even a full minute after he leaves, you see Guardsman Ross steps into the room and just takes up position next to the
Ross.
door.
Who?
Ross.
The guardsman who escorted you down the hall to this room,
Okay.
who had been seemingly now standing attention outside of the door as
Yeah.
you were inside.
How's it going, Ross?
Just fine, sir.
That's good.
Yes, sir.
Perception. Perception.
Perception.
Insight, you mean?
Yeah.
What are you trying? Whoa.
26.
You can tell by the way that he is standing that he's probably got some kind of bunion or burr on his left foot. And it's not going so great because he's probably he's in pain and pretty sick of standing a post. You can see by the fact that he has a bit of a longer shadow and dark circles under his eyes that he's probably a little bit hungover from the night before. Because you got a faint whiff of some stale ale about him as you remember as you pass by. But other than that, you think he's just more, he's trying to keep a stiff upper lip and make it through his shift alive.
All right.
It's about 5 or 6 minutes later that Markham Southwell returns. In his hand, he is carrying 4 small pouches, which he hands to the 3 of you. Winzira, sitting cross-legged on the floor, her lute now out in her lap as she stares down at this amulet, playing kind of discordant music as she's staring intently at it. You can hear her somewhat humming to herself under her breath. He looks down at her doing that, thinks better, and turns and hands her bag to one of you. Well, are you off to anywhere in particular?
I need to go to my home.
Remind me.
Dugan's.
Mm. Yes, we've heard some bad rumors from Dugan's too, I believe. And he steps over to his desk and he starts rifling through some papers. And yes, something to do with wolves, it appears. And he flips his pages a little bit more.
Yep. Big wolves. Trouble. Dugan's Hall.
Yes, appears that outskirts of town, wolves big as horses, smaller than normal, winter wolves. Bad business, that. Well, I'm sure that there would be continued compensation, as the speaker had said. Should we be able to dispatch that particular bit of nastiness and promote the fact that we are doing things to better the lives of 10 town citizens? I would say the same right should apply.
We very much appreciate that. Speaking of which, I'm gonna open my bag and kind of guesstimate how much.
Yeah, I'm already counting them. I'm actually taking them out and counting them.
Inside, you each find 5 electrum and 5 gold.
Electrum? The hell?
Yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah, I know.
I've just never used it. 5 electrum and 5 gold each. Huh?
No, there's only 3 bags. You didn't get one.
Yeah, I didn't get one.
No, there's 4 bags.
Oh, I thought he said 3.
Nope, only
No,
3.
he gave each of the 3 of you a bag, and then he handed you the 4th bag because Winzira was too busy. Which, as he's telling you
there's 4 bags.
The rest of his nice manners. As he's telling you the rest of this little bit of business. Where the hell did I put the freaking? I know I had it. Oh, there it is. Winzira, you discover the following.
I can't read that. Can't read that at all.
Warlock. Actually, you know what? I think I did, because I remember this. I think you sent that to me, because I'm pretty sure I did identify it, but I actually remember that exactly.
Yeah, but he died before he could share that information, so.
Yeah.
Good thing I'm a warlock. I can make use of that.
Right?
Got it. One multi-class time, right, guys?
I think Winzira would make an excellent warlock.
Bard warlock.
If only we had some kind of powerful entity who could bestow warlock-like pact upon us. Well, if there's nothing else, I must be about my morning routine and appointments. I will have Guardsman Ross. She'll be happy to send you out.
I do have a favor to ask. Just one last one.
Do you? Yes.
The next time that we should meet at the gate, if you could just maybe put a word in that we're allowed to pass
Were
without
you
too much hubbub.
were you stopped and prevented from entering?
No.
No, really. I think they do that to pretty much everybody.
Indeed, we do. We are trying to begin to gather information about those who enter in. Though, if you were to be harassed or, say, asked inappropriate questions or grilled about your involvement with the Frostmaiden, I would be very keen on learning of that. This is something that has cropped up that we do not condone, and we'd like to weed out potential cultist sympathizers, if you will, within our own ranks. And any of that information would be most appreciated.
I do understand. It just does make it difficult sometimes when we have a varied party such as ourselves, and I kind of like head bob over towards Winzira. Like,
Yes, well, it is a standard procedure. We want to make sure that it is even across the board so that there's no, shall we say, hard feelings for anyone. Should certain individuals just be nodded in, that would give off a bad message.
I understand.
I would expect less.
However, I will make word that you are operating underneath the shall we say, the employ of the speaker, much as the Bloody Fists.
Although it probably would be better if we actually had a name.
Frostbitten.
It certainly would make it easier, yes. But
The
I cannot-
bloodier fists.
I like the frostbitten feet.
The sled's curse.
Ooh.
I like that.
Sled of death.
Nice.
Pretty much. Bryn is the only one who has not yet died.
All right. How about Death Sled? It's easier.
Yes, sled.
Shall not leave Death Sled.
All Father. Wow. That went off the rails quickly. I got my 7-day free trial to, I think it's Stars. Yeah, Stars last night, so I could watch the 3rd season of American Gods. And there is actually a metal band that is, dedicated to Odin. It's pretty funny.
Nice. Yeah, we watched like the first 2 seasons.
I read the book, but I'm very upset that they fired the actor that is Nasi.
Oh, I didn't know that they did.
Yeah, he quit. Actually, kind of quit. Fired.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've.
Okay, so we're tentatively Death Sled.
Death Sled. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
hey. The ways of adventurers are their own mystery. Death Sleds. The Sledders.
The Death Sled.
Excellent.
You have to put a the.
Now we gotta paint our sled.
All right.
I wish you luck.
Thank you, Sheriff. And give our regards to the speaker.
I shall inform her of your progress and your exploits. Believe me.
And Mina. My butt's too
If you will follow me, ladies, gentlemen, Goblin.
Okay.
Okay.
Where's my bag?
Ask Filbert.
I don't have it. One of you guys have it.
Oh. I'm guessing Thea probably has it. She would hand it to her. She gives it to her.
Thank you.
Okay. You guys are escorted out to your cold weather gear and snowshoes in the foyer area, where you're able to garb up and head on out. You make it back to the stables without incident. The stable boy sees you coming and rushes back into the stables. So by the time you actually approach the stable master, he turns and sees one of the stable boys already leading out your axe beak, and soon thereafter bringing out the sled, and the dogs come rushing out, yipping and barking and nuzzling you guys. They have been well fed and well taken care of with your extra payment. Gave them extra rations and some red meat, actually, that I was able to find for the dogs. Just like you asked, sir.
Ah, thank you.
Good job. What a nice boy.
Well, those extra rations will be coming out of his pay if I catch him doing it again. The surly dwarf that you recall who had sold you the animals says over his shoulder. But you can tell that there's kind of a grin, even though you can't see his face, that it was said while he had a bit of a grin on.
I flip him an electrum piece. Does
Damn.
this help offset some of that?
The dwarf, without even turning his head, seems to just reach up and snatch it out of the air.
You just heard the ding.
You can kind of hear him, kind of he bites into it. Working for the council, I see. Well, I wish you luck with that. And he quickly pockets the electrum.
All right, well, collect their mounts and let's head out.
All right, so you guys lead out through the southwest gate, which is just adjacent to the the what? The stables. Excuse me. Sorry. All right, sorry. I was trying to get on the right page here.
So we're gonna go that way and then just go across the tundra, or are we gonna go out the east gate and then go through the woods? Tara is yelling from the bathroom, East Road.
All right. Well, it's
yeah, because I think we were going east and then through the woods for a fun little.
Apologies. I forgot that. So yeah, so you head down the main roadway to the center of back by the town square, or the town hall rather, in the main square, and then head to the east, and are able to navigate through the main streets. There are folks milling about, but the sight of Axebeak and Dog Sled is a very common occurrence. In fact, you're even past one larger wagon-sized sled being pulled by a team of about 8 Axebeak, who with some difficulty from the driver, are navigating down the same street, carrying large crates and boxes on the flatbed of this oversized sled. And you make it to the exit of through the east gate without incident, and are out able to head out onto the eastway.
Yay.
Off to the hole.
That's what she.
As you begin to proceed down the eastway, within a few 10-15 minutes, the blackness starts to give way to the lighter grays as that bit of twilight seems to kind of slowly creep in. And after an hour, you're able to see shapes and whatnot, a good 30 feet out. And you begin to see towards the south of the roadway, after about an hour, you begin to see the darker shapes of large trees.
All right, so we're heading through the woods.
To grandmother's house.
Yeah.
Right. So you guys leave the roadway, the east way, right around here. So your departure.
We're still looking at Bryn Shander.
Oh, then you're not going to see what I'm just showing you.
Nope, we're not.
Because I'm a knucklehead. Honestly, I would pay good money to understand why it's doing this. All right, so you leave the east way and around there.
Oh.
Hang on.
Do you want to go through the woods or go along the?
No, you wanted to go through.
Or should we just travel around the edge of the woods?
We can take the west edge of the woods. I mean, I'm not really sure how dense these woods are, so.
Yeah, we might get to a spot where the sled and axe beats
Sled, yeah.
I'm just gonna say, I would have preferred to take the road, but I'm not arguing.
Your non-argument is noted.
I mean, I am from here.
So you know these woods like the back of your hand.
I know that I got whooped if I went to these woods.
That's why we're just gonna go along the edge.
Also, I'm pretty sure that's where my dad set up for a little bit before, like, he became an evil cultist while he was like brewing weird alcohols with some grains. I'm gonna partially blame that deep in the woods.
He's doing
So
some
you're
saying we
shine.
So you're saying that there's probably alcohol in the woods?
Made with fish guts and some.
Oh, never mind.
Leaves and- It's very strong.
Yeah, it doesn't sound good though.
I mean, Dugan's Hole is a fishing community.
Well, most of the 10 towns are fishing communities.
Yeah, we're a little back. Bryn Shander, Mr. Hoity-toity city man.
Go ahead and give me one survival roll, please.
Who?
Filbert. I'm assuming Filbert's leading.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll be up there with him so I can keep a good eye out with my dark vision.
Yeah, it's dim light right now. It's
Okay.
it's 11 a.m. Oh damn! All right, so as you depart the road, Filbert finds pretty good footing, as well as steers you through some of the drifts and whatnot, keeping a firm eye on uh, the upcoming trees, and you're able to. Oh, come on, man. Proceed within the first uh, less than an hour. You make it to the edge, the west edge of the wood.
Cool, cool.
Interesting. I don't know why. Can you guys see that on my little blue trail?
No.
No.
Vaguely.
Yeah, why isn't it coming up like?
If
I
you
see it
scroll
right
in
black.
super, super
If
close, I
if you
can see
zoom
it.
in quite a bit, you can see it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you gotta zoom in like way in.
Holy moly. Okay.
Hang on. We'll fix. Trying to fix.
Quite nice. There.
Oh my goodness gracious me.
Not
just-
nearly what I used to wear to work Ren Fair.
All right, I'll futz with that later because it's not working at all. It's bizarre. Okay. So as you approach, you hear the sound of wind moving through the trees. You hear creaking of heavily laden pine with snow covering it, creak and groan under it, and you can even smell the smell of pine boughs as you approach this wooded area. And that's where we'll
Reminds
leave
me
it.
of home.
That's where we'll leave it for this week. It hits the strike of 11, and we'll pick up next week.
Yay, we're finally getting to do it.
Maybe.
Filbert decides to take us the entirely opposite direction.
We can just take a a hard left and just cut right through the woods instead. No, we're going to Dugan's Hole.
You're Dugan's hole.
Thanks.